Hello and welcome to another unsponsored, deliberately unmonetized video that is in the public domain on the Slingshot channel. Yes, and I have to say, folks, today I don't have anything sensational to show you. I will still try to entertain you with the work that I managed to put together on top of my regular job. But I have a small favor to ask you. Because now I'm no longer depending on the YouTube money, I've decided that I'm going to show you what kind of videos YouTube doesn't like. So I've compiled a playlist, you will find the link down below, with all the videos that YouTube unmonetized and, what is even worse, suppresses. This means that all these videos are getting no more views because you can't really find them anymore on YouTube if you're not specifically searching for the entire title name. So I'd like you to watch a few of those videos and then decide if they're any different to the other videos, because I think some of them are different and maybe it's better to not really advertise on them. But there are several that I don't think that there is any problem with them. They're just like any one of my other videos. So just please watch a few of them and leave a comment down below. Let me know if you think that they should be hidden and demonetized. Thanks. Alright, enhancements. I've done a small change to the Shoecano, and this is the original Shoecano that does not require any modification really, except that of course this one is rubber powered. And the sole modification that I did is I added these little hinges here and added a magazine lever that presses down on the ammo. So this means when I'm now feeding in the ammo, IKEA pencils, like that, can do up to 10. Then the lever is pressing down on them, and therefore it's now independent from gravity and it fires much more reliably. It's standard Shoecano operation. You just pull and it fires. And you can do this, of course, as often as you want. Now that you're no longer depending on gravity, you can even shoot it upside down. You basically have no more misfirings anymore. Feels a little awkward, but it works. The other enhancement that I'd like to show you refers to my Lung Trainer that I presented to you some time ago. As you know, the Lung Trainer really is a cool concept because it allows you to shoot arrows with the power of your lungs. So, for training, I don't have the strongest lung in the world, although I never smoked. It is now possible to shoot a lightweight arrow with a pencil as a tip. As you see, it works fairly well and you can train safely because a distance like 4 meters would already consider very far. Now I got a lot of criticism for this because of course you can also use a regular arrow that's too heavy to shoot with your lung power. But if you use like a compressor and hold it against it and then shoot, then it is actually quite dangerous. A lot of people didn't like that. Next on the list was that you could really remove this here because it's threaded for cleaning. I mean, it's also when multiple people use this thing, then it is necessary that you can have individual mouthpieces for everyone. It's just a matter of hygienics. But they said that this sometimes fits to blank firing guns in Germany that have a threading for a starter for a signal rocket. And people said that you can abuse it that way. So therefore what I did is I blocked this whole thing so that you cannot shoot anything through the barrel anymore. Because anytime you shoot something over a barrel in Germany, it's legal because it's technically not a gun. So took all the precautions, but then I had more issues to deal with. For example, I tried to find someone who would manufacture this, but I wanted to have it turned out of stainless steel on a lathe, but people denied this because it's too long, too thin and hollow. So people said it's a huge effort to produce this thing. They said it needs to be shorter, it needs to be thicker walls and everything. So I started to work on the design again. And this is what I came up with. The MK2 Lung Trainer. It fits to the same mouthpiece, but it's shorter and it should be easier to produce. I turned this one on my own lathe. It's just simply one piece plus the mouthpiece. And again, I blocked it so that you cannot shoot anything. Let me see if this focuses. Okay, I blocked it so that you cannot shoot it. I blocked it actually here and here with a steel nail, a hardened steel nail, so nobody can drill this open. And here is the ammo that I developed. It's made from paper and a little bit of scotch tape, and it has a wooden tip and a steel nail. And of course it fits exactly over the barrel. And now I can shoot fairly good with it. Ha! It even sticks. This has the advantage that even with the compressor, it's a little bit safer, like that. So you see, it's too light to really cause some damage. So it's an ideal training device. Now, of course, what I cannot prevent is that people will accidentally, of course, only use it as an additional screw-on barrel for a German blank firing gun. Of course, I could change the threading, but then there is also so many different threadings on so many different models that you would find some model that fits, no matter if you use M9, M8, M10, there is always a matching blank firing pistol for it. So therefore there's nothing I can do about this except warning you guys not to do it. Because yes, this works, and yes, it has a lot of power, but it is also very dangerous. So please don't do it. Just use this as a lung trainer, what it's supposed to be. Now, of course, a warning would not be complete without a demonstration about what can go wrong if you do abuse it. So I'm going to show it to you, but I ask you to not replicate this because this is really dangerous. So I made two arrows that of course are way too heavy for a blowgun for lung training, since this one is about 31 grams and this one is about 67 grams, even though this would probably be considered less lethal. So if you use this as a blowgun, I think you have to be the Hulk, or I don't know, you know, some kind of professional swimmer or something to really give it some power. I'll try it just to show you that it doesn't really work. Not enough power. Now this somewhat changes when you use the compressor. But still it's pretty lame, so it's not so dangerous. And of course that is also true for the less lethal ammo. Although it does give a nice bump. I sure don't want to be hit by it, but it will probably not lethal and not even injure you. So this is a blank firing pistol that actually has the right threading. It's normally used for little signal rockets that you can launch with them. But it happens to be matching for this one, and this one is also particularly dangerous because it has a very short barrel that's actually pretty much blocked, so that there is very little volume loss in this shortened plugged barrel. But enough air comes through to really launch the thing. So I remove the mouthpiece, and now you can easily attach this just like a silencer. Now I've done the unspeakable thing, I've attached it. Is it now illegal? No, because it's blocked. You can only shoot things over the barrel, and such add-ons are not regulated in Germany in any way. So I've now put on the arrow, and as you see, it doesn't fall down even when I canned the weapon downwards, but it still can be fired with a lot of power. Now this is even more dangerous than the thinner arrow, because the larger surface of this means that even though the pressure from this blank firing gun isn't very high, it definitely means that there is more force, because the pressure has a larger surface to work against, and therefore this creates a lot more energy, kinetic energy, than the model with this thinner arrows. So let's see how they shoot. And of course, for the shots I'm not risking my precious hunting broadhead because it's too vulnerable, but this is not a problem because the arrow that I made has a standard threading, so you can attach any kind of tip, and we are shooting this with one of these spiraled tips that I bought from China because they're much more stable. Now we're doing all these tests indoors because it's a little bit loud. This a little bit works like a dampener because all the energy is going into the arrow, therefore it's not necessary to wear ear protection, but I really don't want to disturb my neighbors more than necessary. Now you can see how deeply it embedded itself into the archery mat. That would be a very serious wound. Oh, very dangerous, don't do it. And now let's test it against a very, very solid particle board. That particle board can really take some abuse. Here is the broken arrow. As you can see, the steel tip broke off inside of the threading, therefore it's really useless now. And this was because I was shooting downwards, and so the mass of this canted it upwards. So first this thing punched through, and then it was canting upwards, shearing off the steel from the tip. Some major force behind that shot. And now we will be firing the less lethal ammunition. And by the way, these are the blanks that it shoots, 9mm blanks. And we're going to shoot this against this wooden board. But I'm going to shoot at a slight angle because this will most likely come back at very high speed. So therefore I don't want to risk it. Let's wreck the action and shoot. Whoa! Yeah, I'm not so sure if that can be called less lethal really. And as you see, the gun is a little bit, you know, dirty, but otherwise intact. And I think it even fed in another, yes, round. There you can see it. Now, of course, people will ask me, when can I buy this? And the answer is, I don't know. I first have to find someone who's willing to manufacture this at somehow reasonable cost. That's not the case yet. So I don't know if and when this will be sold. But it's fairly easy to make. Just a threaded end here, and then you just turn it so that it fits inside of an aluminum tube of your choice, and then you're done. So anyway, don't forget to check out that playlist with all my poisonous videos and leave your comment what you think about them. In any case, I hope you liked this, because that's it for today. Thanks and bye.